ฮัลโหลครับสวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับครับ
Greetings to everybody. Welcome to another meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. If you want to ask questions, you can send in. If you don't want to come into the room, you can post your message on Facebook or YouTube. And our team will then read the question and answer to you. If you want to come into the room, you're welcome. But you might have to wait your turn. You go as first come, first served basis. And the first person tonight is the same, which is Felicia Chan. Felicia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have a question for tonight. I can enter body completely gone condition every time when I meditate. I follow Ajaan guidance. I remain mindful. Just know only, no thinking, no react. So far, my progress is good. Thank you very much for your teaching.
Do you have any dukkha? That's what you have to look out for. You have any dukkha?
I'm happy.
Happy all the time?
Yeah, happy.
You're not worried about your body getting old, getting sick
No.
or die?
No.
You're ready to face it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
good.
it easy. Like Ajaan said, accept it. What will be, will be.
Okay, good. Stay like that. Stay happy all the time. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Nanapat from Thailand.
นมัสการค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I don't have any question ค่ะ just listening in ค่ะ thank you ค่ะ
Okay, Machi Mamio from Thailand also.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no question tonight.
Okay, Anura and Ramya from New Zealand. Quite late for you, huh? What time? Midnight now?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 6
Yes.
hours. 6
Yeah.
hours different.
Yes, sure.
Boy, amazing.
So I have no question at the moment. So
Okay.
yeah.
And Ramya?
Ajahn, when we practice meditation, how do we use anicca, dukkha, anatta as a sanya? What's the proper way to use anicca, dukkha, anatta?
When you meditation for calm or for vipassana?
Calm, samatha.
From samatha, you usually use the breath or mantra. You don't use the anicca, dukkha, anatta. You do that when you want to develop wisdom. You want to change your perception of things from being permanent to be impermanent, from being happiness to being sadness or suffering, from being yourself or belonging to you as not yourself, not belonging to you. Because that's the truth. The truth is everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. But your defilement, your delusion keeps thinking the opposite. So you want to have to reprogram your mind, reprogram your perception of things by continually teaching your mind the truth. when you're not in samadhi. When you're samadhi, you don't want to do any thinking. You want to rest your mind.
Yeah.
So you have to know these two are separate ways of practices. You cannot mix them together. You have to know what you want. If you want calm, you want to rest the mind, and you don't think, you don't do any contemplation. If you want wisdom, then you have to do contemplation.
So day to day.
Yeah, whenever you're not you're not meditating for calm, like now you can reflect on anicca. Like this meeting is temporary; it will terminate in about a couple of hours, or maybe sooner. Who knows? Something can go wrong. You know, everything is not reliable, not stable. Things can happen anytime, anywhere. So be ready to face the change. Sometimes the change comes gradually, sometimes the change comes suddenly. But you know they come, they change, everything is changing all the time. Like your body is changing all the time, every second. It becomes older and older. Yeah. So this is something you have to constantly remind yourself of. Everything that you are involved with or in possession of, you have to know that they are all temporarily possession. Sooner or later you will lose them. You will lose them. So don't cling to anything. When you don't cling, then you don't have dukkha. Dukkha comes from clinging, from desiring for them to remain with you. You can't stop the process.
Yeah.
It's anatta. It's a natural process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
That includes everything, external and internal. External things outside of your mind, and internal things inside your mind, such as feelings and emotions. They all come and go.
Yeah.
They rise and sit.
But we don't have to use it when we do anapanasati.
Right, you want to stop everything. And there's nothing to do. The mind becomes empty. It's like turning off the television. The screen becomes empty. But when you come out of samadhi, you turn on the screen and everything pops up.
Yeah.
Good analogy.
Okay. But to come, to get into samadhi,
You need concentration, focus on one object, such as your breath or mantra.
Yeah.
You have to do samadhi first, because if you don't, your mind will not be able to contemplate, because your mind will be overwhelmed by your delusion, and it will keep pulling your mind to go after things, going after sensual pleasures. So if you have to make your mind happy first and calm, then it will be ready to study, to learn the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, how much contemplation do you do each day?
At least 2 hours a day.
Continuously?
Yesterday 2 hours. Yeah.
All the time, just thinking about something.
No. I don't think. Just observe the breath, and sometimes mind go out, but I can get into somewhat samadhi.
No, I mean wisdom, developing wisdom. When you're not in samadhi, do you have the capacity to look at things in terms of the 3 characteristics or not?
Yeah, sometimes.
Everything you come into contact with, you have to look at them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah. I have to improve that.
Yeah,
Mm.
that is difficult because your mind is not used to think in this way. Your mind is
Yes.
being think that everything that you see is good, attractive,
Yeah.
nice to
Yeah.
have, will
Yeah.
make you happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But when you
I
get
do.
it, you have buyer's remorse. Maybe I should have bought this thing at all. Get this thing. Once I get it, I have to look after it and care for it. And when I lose
Yeah.
it, I become sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ajahn.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Kwan Lee Man from Malaysia.
Ajaan, just now Ajaan was explaining to Ramya, continuous contemplation on anicca, dukkha, anatta. Is that a different thing from being mindful? It means
Right. Like contemplating on your body parts. Yeah. Can you do that for 2 hours, the 32 parts? Just keep looking at the hair, the head, the nail, go through all the 32 parts and visualize them, each part, as you go along.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Contemplating on death for 2 hours. Think of nothing else but death for 2 hours. I will die, I will die, I will die, I have to die. Everybody have to die.
For 2 hours?
Well, just an example. Yeah. Ideally, you want to be able to know it all the time, not just 2 hours. So that when death comes along, you will not be surprised. See, nowadays people get surprised when big headline when somebody die. But if you contemplate all the time, you won't be surprised. You know this is gonna happen. If your mother died, would this be a surprise to you if your mother died? Or your father died, or your daughter, or your son, or your friend, or yourself?
No, I left only myself. My parents already died, and I don't have a family, so I die. Yeah.
Okay.
So I contemplate I'm dying, but I will contemplate only on random. That means if there's any thought that comes, then I contemplate. So it's not good enough. So I have to
You have to direct.
intensely.
You should be the one to direct it to constantly contemplate on that. So you won't cling to anything or anybody.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Alfredo from Brazil. What time is it on your side of the world?
I burnt it. 10 o'clock
Morning.
a.m.
Morning. Eh?
Yes.
Good. What time you get up?
Normally 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay.
Yes.
What time you go to bed?
Midnight.
Midnight. Okay.
12
Yeah,
p.m.
7 hours of sleep.
Yes, I like to hesitate at night when I sleep. I remember my hesitations. I love my hesitations. Asubas.
Asuba. Okay.
Yes. Paramitas, 10 paramitas.
Wisdom. Asuba is wisdom. Panya.
Suba is wisdom. More hesitation is vipassana, né, Banta? It's not samadhi. It's more to vipassana. Apana samadhi, anapanasati, patimokkha, the part of morality and wisdom. I think last week we say about apana samadhi looks like sati, nothing samadhi with wisdom. I have a good contemplation, Bante. because you have nibida, né? You are so far the word. I like of monk. I like of separate things. Atamayata, not viraga, né, Bante?
Viraga.
Yes, viraga. It's I think is good. It's good. A big sati, né, Bante? Sati 24 hours.
That's right. You need sati 24 hours.
Yes, it's
No,
not a.
Only
It's not
only when you're awake. If you only need 17 hours, because when you sleep 7 hours, you don't need sati.
Yes. It's not a really apana samadhi. Apana samadhi is in samadhi, né, Bante? It's completely the powers, the upachara in apana samadhi, because if we have samadhi, né, Bante? It's important too, né, Bante? Samadhi is very important, né?
Oh, definitely, you need samadhi before you can contemplate on a sukha, on that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Okay,
Give on the good practice. Okay.
Yes, Bante.
All right. Next gig in so
this year, Bante. This year is finished, né, Bante? This year.
This year we have still 2 more months left.
Yes, and the peoples are very agitated, né, Bante?
Who are agitated?
The finals of the year.
Yes,
is a
celebration,
period that
time of celebration.
Yes, the peoples are very rude, are very embarrassed, né, Bante? Buddha is other way.
Yeah.
Dhamma is other way.
We stay calm. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Next gig from Finan.
Ajaan, listening today, no questions here.
Sajalka from Silver Spring, Maryland, USA. Go ahead, you can speak now.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah, that you posted something about the mindfulness and reduction of stress from on the web, on the YouTube. It's a very beautiful reading, and even though I listened to you in person, but I think to see it in writing is really very useful, because that one you can go back and read it again and again, and I think that's the application of mindfulness in day-to-day life. That's very, very valuable. One concern and comment for lay people with family who are practicing to be mindful all the time and to keep upekha and indifference towards things is extremely difficult. Almost like it's a very compromised position, unless you can shade and keep away these responsibilities, or you're done with responsibilities, the worldly things. You may give up any number of things, money and stuff, but the responsibility of the children and things are also have to be those who also will have to subside. Otherwise, it's very difficult to plunge into the practice, because the distraction is pulling you all the time, whether you are interested in that or not. Responsibilities remain as responsibilities, and they are worldly responsibilities. So even if I see them as basically useless, as you are telling Ramya about that, how to contemplate and stuff, but so you can take your feet off the gas, but this thing needs to come to a full stop to actually make significant to progress in this life. I kind of lament over this, but I think I as you say, I should make the most of what I have, the best in the future. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much, Dhanajan, for your teaching.
Well, what you should try to do as much as you can is to constantly remind yourself everything is temporary, everything is anicca, everything will come to an end. Every person, everything. You can think like this, you will lessen your attachment to your family, your possession, and might make you feel more for the Dhamma, more for the practice. It makes you want to do more practice. And you say the hell with everybody, but eventually everybody's going to end the same way anyway. We're 6 feet underground, sooner or later, are cremated and become just ashes. So why do we bother with all these things, all these problems? Let them take care of themselves. You don't have to worry about what happened if you die today. Will they die with you, or they just continue on without you? They can continue on without you, whether you exist or not. They will have to. If they don't, then they will have to also exit from this world. So if you think in terms of anicca, you might not worry too much about other people.
The Tanajan, the annoying thing is this, that you may be indifferent and you may be taking all these things, but in the outside world,
your signal is not good.
That means you are seeing this is coming.
I have to leave you now.
Thinking that you're attached, if you're not attached, if that shows, then they will be unhappy. You are heartless, you are cruel, that kind of thing. So you are in a funny place. It's kind of funny. So that means you feign to be caring, but all these things kind of on a new ground. Whether you care or not, things will happen the way that you explain, right? But you have to keep on kind of pretending in a behavioral world, and that is a little bit strange, because you will forget and they will think that, oh, you're indifferent, you're not like other parents, so that kind of thing. It's a kind of like a game.
So what? You are realistic. You're not delusional. So you must be different from the other people. Okay? Don't worry about what other people think, because you cannot force them to think the same way you think. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Tanajan.
All right.
Thank you.
Kok Sing from Singapore.
Good day, Prajan. I have no questions at the moment. Thank you, Prajan.
Philip from Malaysia. Do you have a blackout in your home?
No. I'm actually outside, up in the hill in the wilderness. So the signal it could not may not be quite strong.
You're out in the open, no electricity.
Yes, no electricity, no water. Everything's from the stream.
What you do, camping?
Yeah. I mean, I decided to bring the family and let them, get with nature, and then I also want to escape from city life. But it's actually good. I mean, I actually been doing this for a long time, since I was young. But after a while, I didn't do it. But I'm actually used to actually staying out in the open. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, but I just remember that the jungle is not so quiet after all. When I meditated this morning, it's not so quiet after all. Yeah. So and in the night also, when you meditate, you can hear a lot of animals, making a lot of noise. Yeah.
Yeah, but the animal noise usually not disturbing, like
yes, it's not disturbing. It's not disturbing. I mean, a lot of people think that going into the forest is quiet, but actually it's not as quiet as a lot of people think. I mean,
sometimes it can be very loud. Sometimes with the insects. Sometimes.
Yes.
But they're not disturbing though. You're not, you're not affected by the noise.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt I mean, easy out in the nature. I'm not so much of a city person. So,
but there are times when it's quiet also. It's so noisy all the time.
Yes. Especially maybe about 4 o'clock onwards, 4 o'clock in the morning, about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, onwards. Becomes quite quiet.
Okay. You have any question tonight?
No, I don't. I don't have any questions tonight because it's raining quite heavy here. So I have to speak out a bit loud. But right now, I don't have any questions.
Okay. I'll go to Belinda then. Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. I have no question. I'd just like to let you know that I have recovered from COVID. I've been tested negative. But I'm tired. That there's still need time to recover.
Yeah, takes time. Just take it easy. Just be thankful that you have recovered.
Yes. Tanajan, I have a question about guilt.
Guilt?
Like due to various conditioning from the past, I have guilt. Even though I'm tired, there's some form of subconscious guilt that is at the back of the mind, and every time I wanted to let the body rest, the body just become alert. So normally I would meditate and scan the body, and I would become very alert. But I feel rested. But so there's this tiredness that I fight, like so I'm not able to reconcile the past conditioning and as to really resting without feeling guilty. So maybe not enough metta, but I think Ajahn, there comes some form of suppressed anger that are not coming up to the light yet. So I maybe, as far as my consciousness can tell me, it could be lack of metta, that I probably have to practice more metta. Maybe Ajahn can advise me on that.
I don't know what metta has to do with guilt. I don't see the relationship.
I feel guilty when I'm tired, and when I allow myself to take rest.
Why do you feel guilty? When you're tired, you need rest, so you rest. What is there to be guilty about?
I feel it's past conditioning from whatever had happened in the past, past trauma that is still inside, the coming up from the surface. The foundation is anger, Ajahn. I don't want to dwell into the story, but the foundation of the emotion is some form of fear and anger.
Anger out of what? You have to investigate. Why are you angry? What are you angry at?
I think I know. It's because of past conditioning, past family conditioning that is still. So, if I should talk to somebody about this, or
I think you just should calm your mind. Once you calm your mind, then all this problem will be solved. Your problem is your mind is not calm.
Yeah.
So your mind keeps thinking.
Then when I try to calm the mind, there's is the more I try to calm it, the more it refuses to cooperate. So this past few days, I
Because
just
you don't
watch.
have mindfulness.
Yeah.
Because you don't have mindfulness. So you have to keep on developing mindfulness all the time. Stay focused on something.
Oh yeah, Ajahn, I also having inherited a female body, we have cycle of the month, and that is also physiological, biologically tired in that sense. In the physiological and during those period, the consciousness level is there's really a lot more effort to raise consciousness or raise awareness or raise mindfulness, that Ajahn say. So it boils down to training the mind again.
That's right. You just have to keep training your mind with mindfulness. And then if you have strong mindfulness, your mind will not be bothered by what the conditions of the body.
So if it's sleepy, I would just rest. But if I can't sleep or whatever is bothering, I should just contemplate, put the attention back to the body, or I should go back to the breath, or I should chant metta or something. What should I? Or should I just accept as is?
I don't know. You have so many questions. I don't know which answer I should give you.
Okay.
The point is just to calm your mind.
Okay.
Stop thinking. That's all. If you can stop your thought, then all your problem will be taken care of.
So based on my past experience, to stop the
Stop
mind from
thinking about your
thinking.
past experience. Stop thinking about your past experience.
This
is the one that's bothering you. You keep blaming the past experience, when in fact it's not the past experience. It is your lack of mindfulness. So just train yourself in mindfulness to calm your mind.
I think my question to Ajahn is like it's also for me to answer, like how is best to get back to the mindfulness if I can't chant, if chanting there is something that the mind cannot hang on to.
You can think, right? Can you think?
Yeah.
If you can think, you can chant.
Use that. Yes.
If you can think, you can chant, because chanting is also thinking. What's so difficult about chanting? When you can chant, when you can think, you can chant, because chanting is thinking. It's just a form of thinking. You just don't want to do it, that's all. So
yes, the mind is very resistant, Ajahn.
Okay, just recite one word, mantra. What's so hard about reciting the one word, the mantra?
If I put right now I'm talking to Ajahn, there is mindfulness to the breath. Also my fingers, the palm, and coming back to the body.
When you talk to me, you should just focus on your talking only. Don't pay attention to your breath.
Right now, when I talk to Ajahn, I feel a lot of tension in this physical
Don't
form.
ignore everything. Just concentrate on your talk and your listening. That's all. When you do talking, just pay attention to what you say and pay attention to what you hear, and disregard everything else. And stay focused on only on what you do, and other things that come in, don't be distracted by them. Don't pay attention to them. Be single-minded. Okay? I think you have to go and think about it. And the best way is not to think about it. I think you should just go stop thinking about everything.
So Ajahn, I think for this moment, right now, I described to Ajahn, like the breath right now is very hard. So if I go back to Anapanasati with that, I should try, right? Maybe I cannot get answer for Ajahn. I should try it, right, Ajahn? I should let myself try go back to maybe my breath now.
I think the mantra Bhutto is the best solution. Just Bhutto, 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 and forget about everything else. Breath is difficult to watch. Bhutto is a lot easier. If you can think about this and that, you can also think about Bhutto, Bhutto. It's thinking, that's all. But it's the right way of thinking to stop your other thoughts from coming out. Try it, okay? Or you can do anything you want, but the goal is to stop thinking, okay? If you can stop thinking, then your problem will be solved. All right?
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. Ajahn, since we are also on talking about developing samadhi, can I say that developing, for example, the apana samadhi is equivalent to strong upekkha? That's the goal of having.
That's right. When your mind becomes calm, then you will have upekkha. You will have no reaction, no emotional reaction, no love, hate, fear, or delusion working. Your mind will be just merely knowing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
Christine Goe from Penang.
Paul, good evening. I have no question. Wish Long Paul be healthy, happy, and everything goes well.
Nothing goes well, everything goes wrong. You should think like that.
Okay, then we should accept whatever that happened.
That's right. Don't expect everything to go right because you'll be disappointed. Expect everything to go wrong.
Yeah. We have to prepare for it. Yes, correct, Long Paul.
Expect the worst. Keep telling you to expect the worst. Hope for
Yes.
the best, but expect the worst.
Yes. We have to be ready for the worst, correct, Long Paul. And we have to accept. Yeah, sometimes like my daily activities that it doesn't go well, then I'll thinking, just accept that I'm already good. Just accept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Prepare for the worst. Then when the worst comes, then you can be happy. I know you're coming, so welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot run away from it, so welcome it.
Yeah, dukkha.
Okay.
Dukkha. But easy to say, hard to accept, especially the pain in the body.
Yeah, because you don't have equanimity, you don't have upekkha. You don't have mindfulness.
Very lack of mindfulness.
Yeah. Keep practicing mindfulness. You have all the time to do it. Why don't you do it? Why spend your time on other things which are useless for your mind?
Very useless. Sometimes I feel after I did it, I regret. But the day after that, I do it again. I was like, why so bad habit?
Yeah, okay. Just try to tell yourself, be mindful. Stop thinking. Okay. Butto. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mechi Billy from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I didn't have any questions. Thank you.
And B. Ravin from Bangkok, Thailand.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. I have a couple of questions. The first one is, I think it's maybe an obvious one, but I'm not so sure. What's the difference between a mechi and a bhikkhuni?
Well, see, bhikkhuni is a woman form of bhikkhu. Bhikkhu are monks, right? Bhikkhuni are women who wants to be like bhikkhu. See, originally there was no bhikkhuni. There was only bhikkhu because there were only one male who ordained, who wants to. So, but when the Buddha's teaching become more widespread, and people know that you can become a noble disciple even if you are a woman. So they want to ordain, and the first person who wants to ordain as a bhikkhuni was his stepmother, and she requested for ordination, and the Buddha, I think, 3 times refused. He didn't want to ordain women, but then he was one of his cousin, which is Ananda. He intervened and asked, "Why don't you ordain her? She's your stepmother here. She raised you, everything. Look after you." Well, then he eventually, okay, I'll say, I will ordain her, but she had to accept certain conditions. And he laid down, I think, I'm not sure how many conditions. Being a bhikkhuni will always have to be respectful of the bhikkhu, regardless of the years enrolled. See, in the bhikkhu tradition, you have to be respectful and to someone who ordained before you. But with bhikkhuni, in regard to the bhikkhu, bhikkhuni has to always respect a bhikkhu regardless of the amount of time a person has become a bhikkhu. And bhikkhuni must not teach bhikkhu at all. But the other way around, bhikkhuni should seek teaching from the bhikkhu. So the Buddha wants to make sure that the bhikkhuni is under the bhikkhu's supervision. There are some other conditions also, but I cannot remember. So then when this condition were accepted, then bhikkhuni were ordained. But this tradition lasts for about 1,000 years. I think. Then after that, no woman wants to be ordained anymore. So the bhikkhuni tradition just disappeared, and you cannot revive it according to the Buddha instruction. One of the conditions for ordination of bhikkhuni is bhikkhuni has to be ordained under 2 sangha, the bhikkhu sangha and also the bhikkhuni sangha. But since there are no more bhikkhuni sangha, so bhikkhuni cannot be ordained according to the Theravada tradition. But for Mahayana, I don't know, but they still have bhikkhuni. And bhikkhuni keeps more precepts than the monks, than the bhikkhu. I think bhikkhuni keeps about 331 or 311 precepts. As for monks or bhikkhu, we only keep 227 precepts. So nowadays, for a woman who wants to practice and live like someone who ordained, then they become machi. They shave their head, but they're not allowed to put on the yellow robe, the saffron robe. So they have to put on a white robe instead. And they keep the 10 or the 8 precepts, depending on whether they are stay at home bhikkhun, stay at home machi, or stay in the monastery machi. If they stay in the monastery, they usually have to give the 10 precepts and not carry any money with them. But if they stay at home, then they only keep the 8 precepts, and they can still carry money, spend money to buy things, go shopping, go to the market to buy food and things like that. But if they stay in the monastery, they have to follow the bhikkhu tradition. Okay, is this clear enough to you?
Yes, Thanajaan. Because I often hear, mentioning about machi, but I never really hear about bhikkhuni, so that's why I raised the question. But now it's quite clear. So it's a tradition that is kind of extinct now. So we don't have it anymore.
You can search in the internet for bhikkhuni, and you get information, the history and everything about bhikkhuni.
Okay, that's clear, Thanajaan. The second question is just regarding just consuming meat. You know, I had a conversation with someone who was kind of saying that, we eat meat, we create demand, we cause animals to be killed indirectly. It's wrong, but obviously Buddhism says that it's not wrong to eat meat as long as you are not directly involved for the killing of the animal. So is my understanding correct that if there's no action from us, it shouldn't be wrong, even though vegetarians argue that we create demand for animals to be killed?
Well, as long as you don't kill, you're not breaking the precept. That's all we care about. As far as creating demand or not, we don't care. That's not our business to worry about. So if you build highways and build automobiles, you are creating people, you are sending people to die on the highway, right?
Well, I never thought of it that way, but
okay.
But now that you mentioned it, I guess you could see it that way.
So you could, when you build automobiles, you're creating demand for people to buy automobiles. Yeah. And when they buy automobiles, then they have accidents, they have crashes on the highway. And if you are building highways, you are contributing to this accident. So everybody should become a monk and vegetarian, I think. That will solve the whole problem.
Oh, that's incredible, Ajaan. I never looked at it that way. That just answers everything now. I have no more doubt about this anymore. Yeah. Because if we have one doubt about one, then you can raise another 10 topics that could be controversial, but it isn't.
Yeah, just let people be. If you want to be vegetarian, okay. If you don't want to, okay. The point is not being a vegetarian or not a vegetarian. The point is to kill or not to kill. That's all. You can still eat meat. All the animal will die one day, right? When they die, you can use the meat as food.
Yeah.
By eating the dead animal, are you creating demand for animal to die?
No.
Because it's available. It's available.
Just available.
Instead of let it go to waste, you can make food out of it. Like if you raise chicken and the chicken die, what do you do with it? You can eat it or you can throw it away.
Yes. It's just the key concept is not to kill.
That's right. Or have any part in killing, like telling other people to kill for you. Like when you go to a restaurant in which they have fresh fish still swimming in the pond, and you point, I want that fish for food. Even though you don't kill that fish, you're actually you're breaking the precept also. Because you're the one who tells the restaurant to kill this fish for you.
So we have part in getting that fish killed.
Yeah,
so
either
we are
do it
creating
yourself or telling someone else to do it is considered to be breaking this precept of killing.
Understood, Ajaan. Thank you so much.
Okay, is that all?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
All right.
Tatu.
Sri and Czech from Vancouver.
Ajaan?
Hello, Ajaan.
Ajaan, the simile is so funny. Creating highway and causing accident. That's a funny analogy. First time.
Before they have automobiles, there was no people killed by automobile accidents, right? Before there was no plane, nobody got killed by plane crashes, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So do you blame people who build the automobiles and the planes for causing death?
Somehow we don't think of it that way until you point it out. But it's similar to it's it's a very good analogy. And I heard another analogy by you a new one just now. It's buyer's remorse. First time I heard that you can actually use buyer's remorse in Dharma.
Yeah, sometimes I ask people who come here and I ask them, do you have any buyer's remorse for coming here? What you expect and what you see might not be the same thing, you know.
You mean like buyer's remorse when they go to the monastery?
Yeah, they come first time, they want to stay, and because they heard so much about it, you know, so they come. So when they came, I asked them, do you have any buyer's remorse? Do you feel maybe I shouldn't have come, maybe made the wrong decision or something, you know?
So cool that Ajahn using all these terms. That's always make me.
Because when we don't get to a place, we paint a very rosy picture of it. But when we get there, we see other parts of the picture that we haven't imagined.
Oh. It's really hard to not expect anything, Ajahn. I know you teach us that, but not enough equanimity, so it's very hard to not expect.
Your delusion always seeking for something to make you happy. So whenever you see something, you start to paint a rosy picture of it. Instead of paint a realistic picture of everything. There's always two sides to the story, right? Two sides of the same coin. So there's always two sides to everything. But we tend to look at only the positive, the good looking side.
But at the same time, Ajahn, if we don't look at the good side, we won't really go to the retreat. It's not like I mean, like you have to think that it's good for me, then I'll go.
Well, when you go to a retreat, you look for a certain thing, say, like quietness and seclusion.
Yeah.
And if you get that, then okay. If you don't get it, then you say, okay, maybe this is not the place for you. I mean, if you really have to go and get something, then you have to make sure that you get what you want to get. But you still have to go and try it to make sure, right? You don't know for sure from what you read or hear. But at least you know what you want. And if you cannot get what you want, then you go someplace else. And so that doesn't mean that you don't do it. You don't go anywhere at all. Okay. Anything? Any question?
Tan Ajahn, when one experience or see like anatta, and you taught us before like to use equanimity to kind of like overcome it, like how do we do it?
Like when you face the snowstorm, what do? You stay put, you hunker down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What can you do? You don't want to go out and stop the storm. Stop. So it's the same thing. When you see something that you cannot do anything about, then you just remain still. Let it happen. But usually you don't, because you don't have equanimity.
Yeah.
You'll try everything possible if you can. To get what you want. Until you cannot, then you become frustrated and disappointed and sad. And maybe depressed eventually. But if you can accept that, okay, this is the way it is, you just accept it, then there's no need to fight, no need to do anything. and you won't get disappointed or depressed or sad. Just remain normal, as if nothing has happened. This is what you want to practice, to stay put, keep your mind just to be still and not to react to any situations, especially those situations in which there's nothing you can do anything about. Like your illness, what can you do? When you get pain in the stomach, what can you do? Or pain in your body.
Oh.
But if you want to use painkiller, there's also a side effect, right? After you use painkiller, you can become addicted to it. And you have to increase the amount. And eventually the painkiller will be the problem. The problem solver will be the problem itself. So if you use equanimity, equanimity will never be a problem. It will be the real problem solver. Just stay still and accept your fate. If this is my fate, okay, let it be. Look at the big picture. Eventually, you're gonna die anyway, right? So if you can accept death, you can accept everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, Naomi, you're next. Long time no see. Where have you been? Still in Toronto?
Yes. Hello, Ajahn. Yes, I'm still in Toronto. I'm keeping up my practice. I don't actually have any questions. I've been just trying to keep up my practice. So I've been here listening, just not joining usually.
How's your sis?
She's doing really well. I think that she's practicing a lot now because she's not working this year and she's going to come to Thailand soon. I think in January.
She still stick to the plan, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. Haven't heard from her. Just wondering. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
good. So your practice is going okay?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm trying to increase a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, it's slow, but it's I'm still practicing.
Okay. Do you still have group meetings with your friends, your Dharma friends? Like when I have a Skype meeting like that, do you still have any kind of Skype meeting before?
Yeah, they're happening all the time, but actually I don't usually join.
I see.
I usually I find it a bit distracting, to be honest. So I just I try to just practice on my own mostly. Once in a while I might join. But, yeah.
Okay. So no question.
No questions.
All
Thank you.
right. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Next, Yao Ying, where are you from? Singapore?
พระอาจารย์
Chiang Mai,
yes
Thailand.
ยอหญิงเชียงใหม่ but right now I'm in นาจอมเทียน
Oh, near Wat Yan, huh?
yes because tomorrow I will meet you
I see. Okay.
yes but I got a question about the thing that I bring it with myself to give it to you is all of fruit. It's kind of apples and pears and gooseberry and strawberry. And how can I give it to you? Like I need to peel the apples, or I can give it to you.
You can give it any way you want. There's no specific way of, just give any way you want. We can handle every type of giving. No problem.
Okay, I was worried because
no need to worry, just give. Okay.
Finally, I come to meet you.
Okay. Good.
โอเคเจ้าค่ะ
See you
and
tomorrow.
I bring my friends pardon
See you tomorrow.
pardon
See you
no
tomorrow.
อาจารย์ don't put it on please hang on I bring a couple of my friends she and he is from Korea and this is her first time to be ใส่บาตร and she asked so many things about you but I cannot explain well with her but she can speak English so maybe tomorrow she would talk something to you but I said to her like you won't talk because you do the bintabat.
Yes.
Okay.
They can go download and read my books at prasuchat.com in English.
At first she be kind of Christian and she get into the church but right now we just met Ajaan Anand at Wat Maptan this evening and we talked to Ajaan Anand that tomorrow we'll go to you and then Ajaan Anand said oh it's good and the Korean said oh it's good so she will meet you.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
เจ้าค่ะนมัสการเจ้าค่ะ
Okay. Evie from Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Not loud enough. Louder.
Right. Can Ajahn hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Ajahn, I will be attending this retreat on November 12th and 13th. This might be a forest retreat led by Ajahn King. What do Ajahn suggest for me because it's my first time?
Be attentive to your teacher.
Because this may be meditation in
Follow the rules and follow the teaching.
Just like that, Ajahn.
That's right. You are a student, and that's why you go to a teacher. So when you go to a teacher, you want to be attentive to your teacher's teaching and follow his teaching.
And Ajahn experience when in the forest, so is any snake?
You have to speak louder. You speak louder.
Is a strange animal like snake or
Don't worry about
or
them.
insect.
Don't worry about them. They don't hurt you.
Oh, okay, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay, just like that, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Alvin.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have any question in the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Now it looks like everybody has asked question. So maybe I'll go to Facebook now. Facebook or YouTube question. Bulla, do you have any question tonight? Cannot hear you. Your microphone is not working somehow. It's on, but it makes no sound. What happened? Good boy.
Yes. Switch to RODE.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, can hear you now.
Okay. There are two questions from Facebook and these two questions from Liberty. The first one is, Pante, how to improve mindfulness during meditation, especially when we are sleepy?
Get up and walk, and don't sit. Do walking meditation instead.
And the second question is, can we use earplug during meditation? Is this considered cheating?
No. If you have noisy surrounding, you can use earplug to prevent the noise from disturbing your concentration. Yes, you can use it.
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. Anybody would like to ask any more questions? You're welcome to raise your hand. And
have
Sulan.
Sulan.
She came in early and disappeared. Is she back now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello,
Sulan.
Ajahn. Yeah.
Are you still on vacation?
Oh, I came back to Singapore. Yeah.
Back to work now, huh?
Yeah, I'm back to work.
Back to the same old dukkha.
Yeah. Like today is my first day in my new job. Yeah. So like last night I was a bit anxious, and then I couldn't really sleep. Then like in a way I was also kind of reflecting on like the past 2 years in my previous company. I just kind of reflecting on things. Yeah. So you guessed it right. I'm back to work today, but in a new company. Yeah.
Okay, you have any question?
Yeah, I think I have a question, which is I would like to ask Ajahn like how should we deal with our desire for praise?
Desire for what?
Desire for praise. I think like when we hear praise, then we'll just feel happy. But then I also know that this is not good. Yeah. Like seeking people's approval.
It's rare to understand what you say. Can you speak louder? Okay.
I was saying that I would like to ask Ajahn like what is your view on like our tendency to seek for approval, like people's approval and praise.
To seek for what? To seek for what?
People's others approval, other people's approval or praise.
I can't understand. Cannot. The word is not clear enough.
Like other people's approval.
Other
and
people.
Praise.
Other people about what?
Other people's approval.
Can somebody translate for me?
Like
Ajahn, I'm able to translate for Sulan.
Okay.
Sulan is asking, she has desire. Sometimes we have desire to wanting approval, praise, and wanting compliment from other people. Is that right, Sulan?
Yes, yeah.
That's wrong. See, that's defilement. Because sometimes you get and sometimes you don't get. And when you don't get, then you become sad. So the goal is not to expect anything. Because you cannot force people to like you or dislike you. You have to let them be. If they don't like you, then there won't be approval. They don't give you any approval.
Yeah.
If they like you, then they will give you approval.
That's true. Like I don't know why like there will be this kind of desire also. So it also baffles me. Like
It's normal for defilement. Defilement wants to be rich, wants to be famous, wants to be recognized, wants to be respected. So we have to reverse our mind, not to go the way of the defilement. Expect to be poor, stay poor if you can. Be nobody. You don't have to have any fame. And you don't need to have anybody to recognize you or give you any awards. And don't expect any praise. Expect criticism. then you will be happy. Then you will not be unhappy when you have to face poor. When you become poor, you won't be unhappy because you expect it to happen. Okay, so you have to look at the other side of life. You cannot. Not everybody can be rich or be rich all the time. Sooner or later, you can be poor. So you have to make allowance for these things to happen when it happens. Okay.
It's quite interesting that, and also quite funny that our department like to be praised and complimented.
And this is what causing you the dukkha. So when you don't get what you expect. So just expect whatever you can get. Okay, just be thankful for what you get. That's all. But you cannot expect what you're gonna get. Just take what you get. That's all.
Yeah.
Good or bad, right or wrong. If that's what you get, that's what you get, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I got another related question to this is that, like I realized that when I like in a group or like talking to people, I will tend to like observe their facial expression. So like when other people show like displeasure or unhappiness, it actually like I will feel affected.
So what is your question?
So my question is, how do I not get affected? And should I just like like even though I observe other people's facial expression, then I just don't do anything about it.
Right.
That's what I should do.
Just treat them like rain or snow or wind. You cannot force the wind or the rain or the snow to fall or not to fall, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot force people to to express what you like. Sometimes they express what you don't like. It all comes down to expectation. Don't expect anything. Just take anything that comes to you.
Oh, that's true. Thank you, Ajahn. I didn't realize that I was actually expecting other people to be happy also. So when they are not, it actually I feel a bit affected and not sure whether should I do anything else to make them happy. Yeah, I think that's something that I learned today.
Okay. Good. Anybody else? All right.
We have Bruce Lee just come in.
Bruce Lee, Alam Saya from Indonesia.
Evening, Ajahn. I don't have any questions. Thanks, Ajahn.
Okay.
Yes. And another question from Facebook.
Okay, Kula.
Yes, question from Phonic. Dear Pante, is it bad karma to avoid my mother in order to prevent any conflict? She insists me to betray God by being a Buddhist. I tried to explain to her, but she refused to listen. So I kept mostly to myself to avoid unnecessary quarrel. Thank you.
No, it's good karma. It's good karma to avoid confrontation, to avoid problem if you can. But if you cannot avoid, then you have to remain calm and not reacting. If you have to face her and she complain and she moan or say anything you don't like, you just don't react. to what she said. Just remain calm and be loving, be caring. Even though the person is not making you happy, you should still have metta toward that person. Is that all? Just one question?
Yes, just one question.
Okay, Christine again. Christine.
Long Paul, these few weeks I keep follow Long Paul Zoom. I feel that Long Paul advice is keep repeating the same advice to all the students here. I feel that it's just like we all like lack of mindfulness. You like keep repeat the same answer.
Yeah, it's like talking to deaf people, they don't listen. They kept doing the same thing and kept asking the same question.
Yeah. Because I was here since about 2 months, then every week it seems like I'm hearing Long Paul like repeat the same answer.
Or maybe that's all that I know. I don't know anything else.
No. It's just like it's just like we don't hear inside. They don't.
You don't remember what I said. You just go into your left ear and goes out of your right ear. It doesn't go inside your heart.
I feel like then suddenly it comes to my mind. It's like, practice is so simple. Because previously I follow Long Paul Chai Chan under Long Pute. It's just like his teaching is like take it easy, make it simple. I don't know what it's called, make it simple until Long Paul Suchart said the advice to us. It's like, so simple. If want to practice in Buddhist way, it's so easy.
But it's so hard to do, right?
Yeah.
Like reciting one word, mantra, Buddha, is so easy. It sounds so easy, but it's so hard to do. Just recite Buddha. When somebody says something bad to you, just say Buddha.
Yeah.
You have to react. Whenever you run into something, you have to react. You cannot just say Buddha.
Okay, I will take Long Paul advice. Thank you for your kindness and keep repeating the advice to us again and again.
Yeah, but you have to do it. See, if you don't do it, then when things happen, you cannot remain Buddha. You have to practice Buddha before things happen to you. And you can use Buddha when things happen to you. But if you don't use Buddha now, before things happen, when things happen, you cannot use Buddha.
My awareness and mindfulness, it will come a bit late.
A good way to do this is to start at the start of the day. As soon as you get up, start Buddha. Start repeat Buddha and say, I'll keep repeating Buddha as long as I can. When I don't have to think or talk to anybody, I'll keep reciting Buddha. If I'm washing my face, I'll Buddha. Brushing my teeth, I'll Buddha. Taking a shower, Buddha. Getting dressed, eating, Buddha all day, all the time. Until you have to talk to somebody, then you stop Buddha temporarily. As soon as you finish talking, then you come back to Buddha again. You have to start at the beginning. If you don't, then you will never start. Try it next morning when you get up. The first thing you should be doing is Buddha. And see how long you can last with Buddha.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. It's so simple, but you just have to do it, that's all.
Yeah, true. Very simple, but
But you don't want to Buddha, you want to think about this and that. Think about what happened yesterday, think about what's going to happen tomorrow. When you really don't have to think about it at all.
sometimes it seems like we become a habit. We love to create all the delusions.
It's like you like to daydream. That's what it is. You just like dreaming. You like to daydream.
True.
Fantasize. I like to be that. I like to have this. I like to go. I like to go here. I like to go there.
Keep planning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Putto.
Stop everything. Putto.
Yeah.
And you'll find peace and happiness right there and then inside yourself. You don't need to go look for happiness in Thailand or in Singapore or anywhere in the world. You can be happy right where you are with Bhutto. Okay?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Right, tomorrow. As soon as you get up tomorrow, the first thing you should do is Bhutto. See how long you can carry Bhutto with you.
Okay, I will try.
This will measure how far you can go in your practice. The longer you can carry with you the Bhutto, then the better the more advanced will be your practice. The more equanimity you will have, the more ubeka you will have. As you have Bhutto. Okay. Okay, Evie, you raise your hand.
Yeah, Ajahn, I have a question regarding the question of our devotion as children. If we go against our parents, we certainly have sins. Because our parents gave birth to us, then what about in-laws? Can they also be acquainted with our parents? Because in-laws are not our original parents, and conflict are also easier to arise because we are not their biological children. If there is a conflict between in-laws and daughter-in-laws, or can it be equated with sin as against our own parents? Because dealing with in-laws is more difficult than dealing with our own parents.
Well, your parent is considered to be special. So you treat them differently from the rest of other people. So you don't want to cause any harm to your parents. But if it's something that it is right for you to do, and it's not, hurting them directly, like if you decide to become a machi, for instance, and they might not be happy with your decision. This doesn't matter because it's their fault not to be happy with you becoming a machi. Because being a machi is the right thing to do for yourself, for the mind, for your mind. So this is how you should look at it. You can go against your parents if the things they want you to do is immoral. For instance, if they want you to go kill some fish for them, then you say, "Oh, I cannot do it." Or if they ask you to go buy some alcohol, some whiskey or something for them, and you say, "Oh, I cannot do this." This is okay because it's not good for them. But if they ask you to be a good person, and you don't want to be a good person, then this is bad to go against them. If they ask you to stop drinking and you say, "No, I want to drink," then this is bad for you to go against their instruction. So it depends on what they say, what they ask you to do. Like the Buddha's father didn't want him to become a monk. The Buddha's father wanted him to stay as a prince, to take over the throne after he died. But the Buddha didn't want to become a prince, they want to become an emperor, according to the prediction. So he had to escape. He has to run away. Okay, this is just an example. So you can use this to decide for yourself whether what you can go against them and what you cannot go against them.
So is the sin against parents and in-laws the same grade?
It's the same. It doesn't regardless of who you go against. If it's breaking the precept, it's the same. If you kill, whether you go against your in-law or your parent, it's the action that matters. It's not who that you go against.
Yeah.
If you drink, you're breaking the precept. Yeah. Whether your in-law asks you not to drink or your mother asks you not to drink, it's the same. It's the same karma.
If we suggest for them for a good, like don't do that lah, but they are unhappy to hear our
I cannot hear
advice.
you. You have to speak louder.
Like sometimes what I see, this is wrong. So I say to my in-laws, don't do that. This is not good.
No, for you who is younger, you should not teach older people.
But they do wrong,
It's
Ajahn.
up to them. It's not your business to teach them. Unless they ask you for your advice, then you can advise them. But if they don't ask for your advice, then you should keep quiet. It's their business, not your business. You can only teach someone younger, like your daughter, your son. But you also have to make sure that they want to listen to you. If they don't want to listen to you, then you shouldn't continue, because it can become counterproductive. They can hate you and not follow you anyway if you talk too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you just tell them once, and if they refuse to listen, then you have to stop.
Yeah, just be quiet.
Yeah, teach yourself better. The Buddha said you should teach yourself rather than teach other people.
Yeah, because it's really tired. Teach other people, teaching ourselves is really tired.
Yeah, don't worry about other people unless it's your responsibility, like your children. Then you need to teach them. But if they don't want to listen or follow what you're teaching, then you're just wasting your time. So you should stop, because if you do more, they can hate you for keep repeating, telling them what to do.
And when the hate feeling arise, I can be the sin people. All right, Ajahn.
You'll be bad in their eyes. They'll look at you and then say you're a bad mother.
Yeah, sometimes teach my children is also not easy, not guarantee easy. Sometimes they don't want to hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Ajahn Ka.
Ajahn, just
your sound keep coming on and off again, Sajja. Now your signal is not steady. It comes on and off. Cannot.
Okay, so my the question is actually that you gave some answers at the very end part of Sui's question that and it was very nice words of wisdom and Dhamma discussion. Actually, I missed that. I just wanted to hear that again. If you have time, could you just kind of recap what was Sui's question and what was your answer to that?
Whose question? Sulan?
Sui. Yeah, no.
Sui.
Sui and check. Sui and check. Sui.
I don't remember what I have to ask Sri. Sri, what did you ask?
Yeah. What was your very last part of the question?
Can you remember?
Yeah, Tan Ajaan.
Anatta, right? About anatta.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Ajahn, wow.
When one facing anatta, like you taught us before to use equanimity to kind of like overcome it.
See, anatta means something impossible, something beyond your control, your ability to do anything about. If you face that situation, then you just have to recite Bhutto, Bhutto, and stay put, not react, not do anything. Like when you are in the midst of a snowstorm, what do? You stay inside the house.
Okay.
Same way with the mind. Keep the mind inside. Don't let it come out through your speech or your body action.
Okay. Yeah, this is the bit I missed. Thank you, Sui, for repeating. Thank you.
I think Ajahn say something about the painkillers too. Ajahn, the one I also like. You
The
say
problem solver becomes a
problem.
problem.
Yeah, I
Right?
like that one.
Okay.
The problem solver become the problem, and the
Yeah,
real problem solver is equanimity.
that's right. If you
Yeah.
have equanimity, you can deal with all types of pain.
Yeah. Tan Ajahn, the reason.
Because you separate the mind from the pain, the mind just becomes a knower. You were gonna say something.
Yeah. Oh no. Like the reason I asked is because when I was young, like I saw like this incident when there was a son like who was drunk and always hit his mom. Like even used the chair to hit his mom and all those things, right? But then when I was young, I see like this thing that out of my control. But then it's hard to see, hard to watch.
Hard to watch, hard to see. Close your eyes.
Yeah, but when I was young, I don't know about this dharma, right?
Can't help.
Yeah, I can't help. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you see, oh, the mom was crying and it was hard. But then, yeah, not until when I found the dharma.
Yeah, it's because we want to solve every problem, everything we see, right?
Yeah. So go back to become equanimous. Like there are things that we cannot solve.
First decide whether you can do something about it or not. If there's something you can do, then do it. If something you cannot do, then you have to just stop. Or if what you do can be counterproductive, then you should not do it either. If you interfere, sometimes you become involved in some altercation with the person, and it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Just let things be. Pretend that you're not there. You're here now, and look at what happened outside your house right now. There might be somebody's shooting at somebody, and as long as you don't see it, then you don't react, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you see it, you start to react right away.
Yeah, you want to react, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we need the wisdom.
It sounds selfish sometimes, but we are all selfish, right? Anyway. But it's selfish in the right way, you know. We just let everything be, that's all. It's not our business.
Yeah.
I really like the weather now, Ajahn. After this, I really like the weather. Like you're talking about going out in the snowstorm and asking it to stop. I really like that one. Keep asking the snowstorm to stop.
Yeah. When you see people fighting, what can you do? You know, you let them fight until they get tired. They'll stop eventually. And you don't get hurt. If you go try to stop them, you might get hurt yourself. And you might end up fighting with them.
Yeah. So that is not effective, eh?
But it's hard to do because you're not trained to to remain still under situation like this. You want to react, do something.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's Sajal's time, sorry. It's supposed to be
Okay.
Sajal.
Any more questions, Sajal? No question.
Thank you, Taza.
Okay, Kunal, you have more questions from Facebook?
Yes, there are 3 more questions from Facebook, Prajan. The first question from Mandala. How can we encourage a small child to go to the temple? When they are too small, they may make problems for others. But if they go to senior high school, they may not want to go with the family members to the temple.
Well, you take them when you can take them. So that's just not either or, you know. There'll be an age in which they can go to the temple. So you take them when you can take them to the temple. If you cannot take them, then you cannot take them. That's all.
Next questions from Bliss. Good evening, Ajahn. Thank you for the teaching. May I ask, what does the Buddha means when he touched the earth as his witness? Sadhu.
I don't know. This is the first time I hear it.
And last question from Paul Liang Soon. Can Ajahn explain about the perception in 5 aggregate of the mind? Thank you.
Perception is one of the 5 aggregates called sanya. It's a function of the mind. The ability of the mind to perceive we call sanya, or to remember is called sanya. The mind has 4 ability, 4 function. A vedana is the ability to feel pain, feel sorrow, feel happiness, feel sadness. It's called feeling vedana. Ability to think is called sankhara. To think about this, think about that. And to perceive things is called sanya. And to be aware of the 5 sensual objects is called vijnana. So this is the function of the ability of the mind. They are grouped as the nama khanda, 4 nama khanda. And when they connect with the body, they become the 5 khandas. Okay.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay, we still have plenty of time. I don't want to stop now, but if there's nobody else,
Yes, again.
Sulan,
You can talk now.
Oh, hello, Ajahn. Yeah, sorry, I got one more question again. Can I ask my question?
yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask, if we want to make a present, do we have to like keep it preset to make the present so that it has more merit?
You want to keep the 8 precepts so you make more merit.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Then if we want to give a present, like when giving that present, like should we keep our it preset so that it will be more meritorious for the receiver?
Who you want to give the present to, yourself or to somebody else?
Oh, to somebody else.
Somebody else, then you don't give the 8 precept. You give them gifts, you give them money or something like that. You don't give them precept because you're keeping the 8 precept.
Oh, as in keep give them the present and keep the it precept, like both.
Both.
Like both.
You keep the 8 precepts for yourself. You do it for yourself. You're giving yourself a present by keeping the 8 precepts. But you don't give the other people present because you keep the precept. You don't get anything from you keeping the precept.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, because I see, like sometimes like the TV show, they will say, oh, they want to prepare some gifts and then they will keep precepts or like they perform some rituals. Yeah, so that's more of a
Yeah, and that's because they don't know what keeping the precept is for. See? Keeping the precept is to protect yourself from doing bad things. It's not a present to anybody. If you this is something you do on your own.
okay. So we can only keep the preset for ourselves and not really for like for the purpose of other people.
It's not a gift for other people. You want to give you can give them books about precept. Maybe you can buy a book about precept and give it to them.
Or unless like they are in the less favorable realm, then maybe they need that. Is it?
It's very hard. It's very hard to hear you, even though I'm turning the volume up so high now.
Oh, okay. I was asking. So, the only thing that can benefit from our keeping of precept is it?
It's yourself. It's yourself.
Only ourselves. Okay. Not even like when we dedicate marriage to other beings.
No, you dedicate merit by charity, by doing charity.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Because yeah, like sometimes like I realize like when we after our Dhamma service, then we will also do the sharing of merit like based on our cultivation for the day. So I thought that our cultivation is also something that can be shared as merit.
No, I think this is a misunderstanding because the Buddha only taught one way of sharing the merit is by doing charity.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's for the dead and not for the living.
Oh, okay.
If you want to make the living happy, you give them money or giving them present or something. The merit is happiness, and you cannot send money to the dead, so you send them the happiness that you get from giving to charity.
Oh, okay. Then
if you want to give living people happiness, then you buy them gifts, like being a Santa Claus. Yeah. Okay, the sharing of merit means the sharing of happiness. And with the people who die, you cannot send them gift or money. So you have to exchange gift. You buy gift to someone, do charity, and then you will feel happy from this charity. Then you can share this happiness to the people who die.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is clear. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, looks like Kun La again. Okay, Kun La.
Yes. There are two more questions. And the first question from Bliss. When Mala asked Prince Siddhartha who will be his witness when he becomes the Buddha, the prince touched the earth and he said, "Let earth be my witness." What does it mean?
It means exactly that. What can I say?
And next question from Po Leung Soon. normally as experienced by Ajahn, how the progressed lay person practice the meditation.
How a progressed lay person practice meditation.
Yes.
Just like anybody else with mindfulness, Bhutto, 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 or Anapanasati, watching the breath. Right? Whether you're a beginner or whether you're advanced, you use the same thing. You use a mantra or use an Anapanasati. If you are real advanced, you might take less time to get into samadhi than when you're a beginner. When you're a beginner, it might take a long time for you to get into samadhi. But if you're advanced, you can get into samadhi very quickly, very easily, with the same method. Or if you can just tell your mind to stop thinking, then you don't need the mantra or the breathing to stop the thinking. If your mindfulness is real strong, maybe you can just tell the mind to stop thinking, stop right away.
One more question just come, Prajaan, from Kun Amon Pan Pink. Good evening, Ka Prajaan. I'm wondering if it would be okay in Dhamma will to feel sad when we lost our beloved one. Although knowing that nothing is sustaining forever, I know that I would still feel sad if I have to lose my beloved one, like family members. Would this be considered as unsuccessful in practice to let go, Ka? Thank you.
Well, sadness is dukkha, so you should not feel any sadness when somebody passes away.
That's all, Prajaan.
Okay.
I
Well,
see.
looks like somebody else.
Somchai just come.
Somchai from Pennsylvania.
Good evening, andท่านพระอาจารย์ come to play the respect, and I still continue to do the way I've been taught withท่านพระอาจารย์ about Putto and control mind, about angry, about get frustrated on that. So I use that. It worked well. So I come to
Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think that's about it for tonight then. Oh, Sri and check. Raise your hand again.
Sorry, Ajahn, I have a doubt. It's pertaining to question by B. Ravin just now about Bhikkhuni and Mechi. On the surface, it sounds like kind of discrimination, like on the surface. But I'm like with women, but I'm thinking the Buddha, I don't know the details, but I'm thinking the Buddha lay out all these is to protect the bhikkhu and the bhikkhuni. Is that like
Yes. Especially I don't know, I don't have the wisdom to judge the Buddha's decision or condition he laid out, but it sounds practical, I think. It sounds practical. Because maybe the Buddha knows something more than we know.
Yeah.
He knows how women will react as opposed to men.
He knows a lot more, and he's I'm thinking he's doing this to protect.
Yes, the Sangha, both Sangha.
Okay.
And also, I guess the existing condition during the Buddha's time is different from our time.
Yeah.
And it will be very dangerous or risky for women to be alone. So they have to be under some protection by the bhikkhu.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, because nowadays the thinking is very different, and I know that on the face it sounds like that, but I deeply I know. Yeah.
Maybe the custom and the situation 2,500 years ago is different from what we are now.
Right.
So we cannot use our situation to judge what happened during that time.
Right. Right. Okay. Thank you for
But I heard some commentary that said that the Buddha feel that woman can be a drag to the Sangha, and can be dangerous because the woman has to be close to the man, the bhikkhu, and sometimes this can create some problem.
Yeah.
When men and women are closer to each other,
Yeah.
and this can be a problem.
Yeah.
So he would rather have a male Sangha, and then there wouldn't be any problem as far as sexual thing is concerned.
Mm.
And also women physically is weaker than the men.
Yeah.
So it's harder for women to look after themselves.
Mm.
Especially if you have to do like what people do, go on arms round, carrying a bowl, which it's quite heavy, if you try to do it you'll find that it's not easy.
Mm.
Walking barefoot. But I mean, it might be for some determined woman or be okay. Like women today can serve in the military and become anything that male does. But there are only a few number of them compared to the majority of the women. But I don't want to discuss this because it might sound discriminating and anything like that. So,
I understand. Yeah. But I just want to clear I think
but it's not important. It's not part of the requisite for you to become enlightened. You can become enlightened as a lay person as you are now. You can practice as you are now. You can go live in a monastery and still practice like monks do. We have lay women who stays in a monastery and practice. And we have Mechi Gal. Mechi Gal just Mechi, and she can still practice and become enlightened. And she can start her own nunnery, her own monastery. So it's not matter because Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni, we're talking about the sila level, the precept level. But as far as the samadhi and wisdom level, anybody can do it. It just that there was never any tradition for women during the Buddha's time to ordain. So it was the first time that somebody asked for ordination. Because some women asked for ordination. It is something might be revolutionary.
Right. I think it must be very groundbreaking for that time, because
But as you see, it didn't last for long. After 1,000 years, it eventually died out. Because it's not easy for a woman to become ordained. The way ordained and practiced in the forest, living in the forest. Keeping the austere practices, like eating once a day, eating in the bowl, and sleep out in the open, out in the wild.
But Meiji doesn't go for arms round Ajahn, right?
No, they don't. In Thailand, nobody gives them because they're not considered to be bhikkhu.
Oh, okay.
They are considered to be just like lay people, keeping the 8 precepts.
Oh.
But there are some monastery which will have bhikkhuni, mechi living, and allow mechi to go out on Bintabat, on alms round also. And as long as the lay people who give food are willing to give, then there's no rules to prevent mechi from going collecting alms either.
I see.
But it's just not a tradition
Oh.
normally practiced by the Thai people. But if on a special case like a monastery with a good teacher, and then the people in the village respect this teacher, and if he have mechi to go collect alms round, then they also might give alms to the mechi. But this is not a special case, not normally practiced.
Oh. Yeah. And I saw your peanut butter video, Ajahn, like the other day. It was raining and you still you go without the
Rain or shine, you just go.
Yeah, and no umbrella. Like the other people are carrying umbrella. I saw all the monks.
Because
And
the rain is very light, and carrying an umbrella can be even more cumbersome than not carrying it. It's better to get wet and not get wet and carry an umbrella, because you have another thing to carry without your bowl, and you have to open your bowl. So it's very difficult when you have to have the umbrella. But sometimes you have to do it to prevent you from getting wet. But if it's a very light rain or drizzles, and you just you don't really get wet, you can say I would rather not carry the umbrella.
yeah, when we saw this, I have so much respect and so much like wow for the like I have so much like admiration and respect, and just now you gave another perspective to me that the bowl actually is heavy. So wow, another like wow, I feel like so highly like wow, yeah.
But if you notice, we have one Mechi following us every day.
Yeah, I saw.
I'm not sure where she lives, whether she
Oh.
lives at home or not, but she comes every morning to follow us. And then people will give her food. But she has a car to carry the food that she gets. She has a bowl also, but I'm not sure whether she carries the bowl or put the bowl on the cart.
Yeah. So that's a exceptional case, like
That's exceptional case, and so but it's okay. I respect her for doing that, because she wants to follow the Bhikkhu tradition of going on alms round, which is better than Mechi who cooks for herself, because then she has to go to the market to buy food and cook, and then she can decide what kind of food she wants to eat. But if she goes on Bintabat, then she cannot decide what kind of food she's gonna eat. She just have to eat what she is given. So it's up to you, each individual woman really, to decide how much practice they want to do. If they're really persistent, they can do anything. Maybe they can start their own Bhikkhuni order one day. Because you can read the Bhikkhuni precepts, it's still in the Tripitaka. The 300 something rules that you can follow as a Bhikkhuni. If you want to be a Bhikkhuni, no one to stop you from being a Bhikkhuni, but you just cannot be officially ordained, so because there's no path to that anymore. The path to that is closed. But you can still keep the 300 something precepts of the Bhikkhuni if you want to.
It's the precept. It's a precept.
Yeah. But sometimes when people want to become Bhikkhuni because of the status more than the precept, because they found that once you become a Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni, you get the respect from people. But that's not the purpose of being a Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni, not respect. We not go out there for respect. We become Bhikkhu because we want to restrain the mind, the defilements, by following the precepts. All right, I think we are almost running out of time.
Thank you, Tanya.
Okay, thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting is beneficial to you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, if everything goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you.
Sadhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kang Ajahn.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Kang Ajahn.
Thank you,
Sadhu,
Kang Ajahn.
sadhu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kang.
admin. Thank you, admin.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.